It's not unusual for people right now to be concerned about how to protect themselves and their health in the face of forever chemicals and microplastics. And these things are working together on us right now. The more exposed you are to social media, the whole notion of eco-anxiety follows along. So we've got real threats happening to our physical person, to our environment, and to our emotional well-being. We've got microplastics breaking down in the system. They're passing back into our homes in tap water. And you've got people that have been so concerned about the issues associated with tap water that they've started moving into bottled water in droves. And over the course of the last decade, we've seen this increase and increase and increase until we've come to a place where we now have a $40 billion industry in North America of water in plastic bottle. PET plastic is a petroleum-based product, as all plastics are, but it's literally dropping microplastic shards. And in recent surveys and tests that have been done on an independent research basis, they're saying that each one of these bottles contains on average 1,000 nano or microplastics that are going directly into your body. Also, because plastics are petrochemical products, they are a prime source for forever chemicals. So what we want to do is we want to say, okay, this is not a good viable alternative, but in 1 week in North America, if you were to take the number of plastic water bottles that are being manufactured and you were to line them up end to end, they would go around the globe 5 times. There's got to be a better way. And we've been working on that for the better part of 2 years. Sometimes people just want to throw money at this problem. And I just want to tell you, this is not a problem that you need to throw money at. This is a problem that you need to throw wisdom at. Okay, we want to attack these things in wisdom, because the last thing all of us need right now is more expense, especially more expense that leads to ongoing expense. An ongoing expense that doesn't necessarily protect us from the very things that we're trying to filter out of our lives, which are forever chemicals and microplastics. If you think about most of the reverse osmosis systems that you've ever seen, and maybe something that you've got in your house right now, plastic housings, plastic PVC piping, they require ongoing maintenance, constant changing of filters, and in many cases, I'll just tell you in my background in the food industry, that the largest cross-contamination issue, the largest problem we ever had in food manufacturing was based on a bacterial nightmare that came out of an improperly maintained reverse osmosis system. Okay, so the other side of reverse osmosis that I think most of us don't understand when we spend the inordinate amount of money, let's say $500 to $8,000 to have something permanently installed into our house, is that for every gallon of that water that we're actually using, we're wasting an average of 5 gallons of water. And with the way things are changing right now, it's imperative for us to understand that we've got to be more economical financially with regard to the way that we use water, but also from an environmental standpoint, that amount of waste, with some of those systems wasting up to 12 gallons of water for every gallon that they produce. So as I was starting to do some work as a director a number of years ago on a project that we called Thirst, we started looking around the globe about what was going on with water and water-based activities, okay? And the more research I did on it in the development of our project, frankly, the more depressed I got. And I kept thinking to myself, how is it possible? We're trying to do a documentary study on what's going on in the world with regard to water, and talk about amazing breakthroughs, and all we're seeing is problem after problem after problem. I'm doing sort of like a personal time visit and walk into a health practitioner's office who did live blood analysis, which I would encourage you to do, because it's kind of freaky and wonderful, and it's nice to see what's going on with regard to your physical health. But when I was in for that live blood analysis, the practitioner had come to me and she said, hey, I'd like to give you some of my water that I made while you're waiting for your test results. So it's like, you made water? Well done. Like it's a birthday cake, right? And she said, no, like, I'm trying not to be sarcastic, but it's kind of in me. Anyway, she said, no, dead serious. I make my own water and people love it. And it's incredible because I've got a way of getting 99.9% of all of the impurities, microplastics, forever chemicals, which, by the way, in her practice, she has seen build up year after year after year in all the people that she works with, as more and more forever chemicals are in the environment and, of course, in us. So she said, you got to try this because people come from all over the place for my water after they've had it. And after I had some, I thought, wow, this is amazing. Its basic structure and the idea associated with it was to create an understanding of distillation. What I wanted to do is I wanted to take a look at this process and figure out how difficult would it be to duplicate this in somebody's home environment so that they would know that they've got water that's 99.9% clean and pure, that they could store that water correctly to avoid further cross-contamination, that we could give people all the research and background they would need to be able to remineralize their water with a specific blend that we developed so that you would understand how to manage your water, how to make sure that what's going into your life is completely safe and clean, and so you could reduce your expenses and reduce your anxiety. And this is one of the things that's been amazing for me about this. When we were going through this process, it was a season of my life that was filled with a tremendous amount of personal stress. Our family was going through a really difficult time. And one of the problems that I was having was energy. I was lacking energy in virtually every kind of way. You know those times in your life and seasons in your life where you're kind of really just feeling defeated. I was struggling with regard to moments of anxiousness and anxiety and brain fog. And I was also struggling with regard to my workout patterns. And those things have always been really, really important to me. And when I went through this live blood analysis, the one thing that came out of it was that I was dehydrated. As 75% of all of the people in North America are dehydrated, I was also dehydrated. So it's not just a matter of drinking enough water, and we can calculate how much water we should be drinking. It's pretty simple. You want to take your weight and you want to divide that in half and then convert that into ounces. So let's say I weigh 150 pounds. Okay, I'm just joking. Let's say I weigh 175 pounds. Anyway, thought maybe I could get away with it. It's just a video. Anyway, so I would want to take that, divide it in half, and I'd want to be in a situation where I'm drinking about, let's say, 87 ounces of water every day. Okay? So that would be your target, and you can get that water in all sorts of different ways, but the best way in the world for you to get that hydration is through pure, properly mineralized water that's going to lift you up. And this has been one of the things that's been amazing to me about this, is in the focus of the creation of water that tastes better than any water that I've ever had before, outside of, you know, the restaurants that you go to where they don't even put the prices on the menu. We're talking about water that tastes that good. And in the process as well, in the making of my own water, what I've noticed is more strength, more stamina, better sleep, less anxiousness. All of these things are part of the hydration cycle. The hydration cycle also assists us with regard to pressing back on issues associated with aging. Okay? The better off you're hydrated, the better function you're going to get out of your brain, and the better cleansing you're going to get of your brain when you're into deep sleep. The other thing that's been interesting too for me about this is as we all deal with the ideas of world or eco-anxiety, because if you're exposed to social media, you're seeing a lot of it, okay? The outcome for me has just been phenomenal because I think it allows us to focus on something that's good, something that's pure, something that's noble, something that has some virtue in it. And it brings a promise of peace along with it. Because as Dr. Amen says from the Amen Clinic, if we're dealing with social or eco-anxiety, what we want to do is we want to take positive steps forward from the social media barrage of everything being wrong. And we want to start to manage and control things that are within our control, okay? And one of the things that is in our primary control, or let me say this in a different way, one of the things that should be in our primary control is water. So what we did is we developed a process that we would be able to teach you that would eliminate the purchase average American household right now between $1,450 and $1,500 a year on water in plastic bottles. Or people that are putting in reverse osmosis systems and seeing their own utility rates spike while they're doing damage to themselves in taking too many good things out of their water while they're trying to take the bad things out of their water. Or people that are just saying, you know what, the tap water is the tap water, I'm going to live with it. And what happens is, because of our pushback mentally, we know there's something wrong with the water, we don't drink enough, and it does battle with our own physical health. I'm telling you, you don't have to be stuck in any of those places. What we want to do is we want to be able to teach you how to become the chief water officer of your own life, your own house, your own family, your own children. And as we say in lots of these videos, especially if you've got young children in their development years, or you're breastfeeding, you've got children on infant formula, or you're pregnant or planning a family, this is an imperative thing for you to be able to focus on, because these are the pillar stones of health that are going to allow all of the other things that you are being counseled to do and that you're doing for health to be able to work correctly. Water is the cornerstone of the health of your life, okay? So listen, this is a really easy process to go through. And I know some of these things seem complex, but these are our goals. We want to take advantage of an ancient technology that will allow us access to clean water wherever we go, and wherever we are, we can drink living water. We want to learn how to remineralize our water and take advantage of the blends that we've created to be able to do that for your life, for your health, and for your energy, for your sleep, and to push back on anxiousness. And we want to be able to do this so that we can not just be healthy ourselves, but to be able to pass the ability to do this to our children and the people around us that we love. And finally, we want to understand that all the decisions that we're making are having a specific benefit to the environment and the outcome of the environment around us, which we've all got to be concerned about, because what's going on out there is eventually going on in here. This is how you do it. If you want to join in with us, you're going to see a registration link below. And all you have to do is hit that registration link, and it's going to give you an opportunity to be able to be with me for a period of time. And I've only got space for the first 20 registrants to be able to work with you one-on-one as we launch I Drink Living Water. What we're going to do is ask you to fill out a couple of questions, and we're going to get a time that we can review how this system works and how we can plug it best into your life and get feedback from you. It's going to put you in control of your water. It's going to reduce your expenses. It's going to help to eliminate eco-anxiety, and it's going to be able to fill you with the hydration and the health that you need to be successful. It's called I Drink Living Water, and we'd love for you to be able to join us. So hit the link below, come in and work with us in registration, and be a part of a community that's trying to make definitive change in the environment around us and within us. I Drink Living Water. Thanks for your time.